After watching an incredible YouTube video made by an awesome guy, I decided to join the PirateSoftware Game Jam to help me improve on my game dev skills. But I had a problem. They only accept submissions that are playable on a web browser. That's a big reality check for me. I've been learning 3D modeling and animations in Blender along with Unreal Engine for the past 6 months now, and I'm at a point where I need to practice what I learned to get better at it. The best way I found to practice and make sure I finish a project is by joining game jams and submit something, whatever it is. The time limit forces me to get better at managing my project, and the theme picked by the game jam helps by not being stuck on a white page. The only engine I'm used to working with, which is Unreal Engine, as I mentioned, doesn't package for the web platform since version 4.23. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket, as they say. Well, I just found out why. So what's my main goal? Make a game for the PirateSoftware Game Jam? Why? To practice 3D modeling, animations, and Unreal Engine. What's the problem? Unreal Engine. Let's fix this. There are so many options to create a game nowadays, I shouldn't have to focus on one engine. But which one will let me make a 3D game and build for the web browser? Unity and Godot. I learned a bit of Unity a few months ago, but ended up liking Unreal Engine more because of how easy and intuitive their visual scripting is. Well, it seems like it's the perfect timing to get back into it and have another string to my bow. To get back into C#, I decided to start a small course I had in my backlog. So I picked the intermediate turn-based strategy course from gamedev.tv. This was a bad idea. I thought I would be fine with intermediate stuff, but I didn't use Unity for almost a year, and even then I was doing very basic stuff. I felt discouraged. I only had 3 days left before the game jam starts. I couldn't learn Unity and be at the same level of knowledge that I am with Unreal with so little time. So I did a quick recap on the Unity Learn website and decided to do a very simple game for the game jam, just to make sure I don't overwhelm myself with coding too complex features for my not so complex knowledge. I also looked at how to optimize a game for deploying to web browser, which I'll be doing a video about in the upcoming week, so please subscribe and stay tuned. When the game jam started, the theme was announced. You are the weapon. I started brainstorming. I had to keep in mind that I wouldn't be able to do a very complex game with Unity, and making my life easy was a priority. So making a game where you control a guided missile is what I was focusing on. I had a few different ideas, but one that I really liked was a submarine going deep in the ocean, and you have to control torpedoes to make your way through caves to find treasures and whatnot. Now that I have a very basic idea, it's time to develop it into a game design document. I used the sample that was available on the PirateSoftware Game Jam page and used it as a template. This helped me a lot. Finding more inspirations for my game helped me find ideas to add more complexity to the gameplay. Hades made me think of the choice they give you at the end of each level. I wanted to give this kind of choice too. You can use your torpedo to hit the monster that blocks the cave's exit, if you can pass through the enemies and obstacles to get to him. Or you can unveil a treasure inside a destructible wall, but you're limited with ammos, so you have to choose wisely. Geometry Dash is also somewhat of an influence because of the do not touch anything kind of gameplay that it has. I tried to make the best looking game cover I could with my Photoshop skills, and it seems like I'll be learning how to use Photoshop when the game jam finishes. But the best part about making the game design document for me was a development timeline. I had to figure out how much time it would take me to create every aspect of the game for a minimum viable product, and if I have extra time, I can work on the features that will make the game even better. Once I finished most of the game design document, I took a few minutes to create some very simple placeholders just to have something to work with in Unity. I could have used the 3D objects that's already available, but I wanted to have a better feel at importing meshes into the engine. Now my nightmare was about to begin. Creating my first piece of code to get the movements done. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I already knew most of the syntax. The only difficulty was to find the right references to make the functions work. Once I got the hang of it, I was ready to roll with all the small features like torpedo counter, enemy health, interaction with obstacles and enemies, and ammunition pickup. I wasted a few hours trying to make the mouse movements work with Raycast, just to find out that I could simply use the Y-axis of the mouse input. Great. Up next on my timeline was the UI and main menu. I made the most basic stuff just to have something working right now. I'll have to make something later on with my Photoshop skills. Now it's time for the part I wanted to practice the most, modeling the game objects. For a web browser game, I will have to make the most low poly of the low poly models. So I'll do very basic models, and if I have extra time and the game can take more polygons, I'll spend more time on them. I still got 9 days left for the game jam. I'll be making a video about how I did the rest of the game and how it went. Thanks for watching. See ya.